Hi Scorpio, welcome back to the Astrology 33 channel. Happy early birthday to those of you celebrating October, and this is your love reading for October 2020. Thank you as always for your likes, views, shares, subscribes, and donations. I appreciate all of that. Regarding personal readings, I'm still taking a bit of a break from those, not sure when I'm going to pick them back up, but when I do, I'll make an update in the community section of the channel. As far as what we have in front of us, it's what I call the Bridging the Gap spread. And the way it works is the cards on the left side represent your energy toward the connection with your main love interest. Cards on the right side represent their energy toward the connection. These are the past energies, present energies, future energies. Once we get through all those, we'll actually pull some oracle cards for some additional insight. That's where the bridging the gap dynamic comes into play. And as far as the decks being used, on the left side we have the Lover's Path Tarot, and on the right side we have the Tarot of Sexual Magic. Also keep in mind it's a general reading, so I'm going to be referring to the cards on the left as your energy, but if you feel more like the cards on the right represent your energy and the cards on the left represents the other person's, then follow that. Alright? So with all that out of the way, getting started with the past energy on your side, we have a few cards that came up. We have the Five of Arrows, which is Aquarius energy. Seven of Coins, which is Taurus energy. And the Six of Staves, which is Leo energy. So, interesting mixture of energies here, especially we see the opposition there with the Aquarius and then the Leo energy, and in between that we have Taurus, which is your opposite sign of partnerships, relationships. So, one way I could see this playing out could just be saying that you might have cut this connection off with the person in the past because maybe you didn't feel like they had the potential for a serious connection. So, you might have felt like the maturity levels between the two of you were just on different levels. And if that's the case, it looks like you might have been pretty proud of yourself for doing so. So I do have to say this. You might have done it in a not so mature way, ironically, considering that you were looking at them immaturely, because the Five of Swords energy is usually that energy that it's one of those situations you go into and you know that no good's going to come out of it, but you engage in it anyway. So it definitely tends to point to some petty energy sometimes. So that could be how it played out for some of you, where for whatever reason you thought, okay, this person isn't mature enough for me to be in a connection with. You might have cut them off in some way that wasn't necessarily the most mature on your end, and then felt a little bit proud of it after the fact. But there's a few other ways this could be playing out too. One could just be saying that behind closed doors, you guys might be having a lot of conflict around the connection and what direction you guys want to go in with the connection. But then publicly, because this is Leo energy, which represents your 10th house of career and social status, but it could just be saying publicly you guys are presenting like a unified front, like everything's perfectly fine. But, again, when you guys get back behind closed doors, you're just doing a lot of bickering, a lot of fighting with each other. And I do have to say another way that this could be playing out too, because what always stands out to me with the artwork here is it looks like there's that angel figure in the room with her, and it looks like he's kind of leaving the scene. So that's another indicator too. It could just be saying that, there might have been some signs you might have been ignoring around the connection as well. So, like I said, some weird energy in the past position, but we'll see if it makes more sense as we go along. Alright, past energy on their side, we have the Seven of Chalices, which is Scorpio energy. So this definitely, like I was saying, could represent your energy on the right side. Four of Pentacles, which is Capricorn energy, and Queen of Swords, which is Libra energy. So what I'm getting here more than anything is Seven of Cups makes me think of that indecisive energy. For example, if you think about Seven of Cups in most decks, it's usually we see those Seven Cups with all different kinds of things coming out of them, right? And if you even see a person on the card with those cups, usually there's a vibe of confusion around it. So it could just be saying that this person might be rather confused with how to approach you. So it could even be one of those things too, I guess, where maybe you guys are in an odd way testing them, right? So maybe that's why you're throwing these things out there to see, okay, can I actually be in a relationship with this person? So you might be throwing some tests their way to see how they handle them. And then, they might not be sure how to deal with those, like, okay, what's this person's deal? And I feel like this is saying here with this Libra energy, the artwork in this card always stands out to me because it looks like there's looks like she's looking at a painting of a militant guy, if I could get it to focus. And it looks like she's definitely into that, so could just be saying that they might want you to take charge too, which I guess will make sense in a way as far as, like I said, it looks like there's a bit of indecisive energy on their end. So could have been part of the problem too. So maybe that's even where the clash was, where they kind of wanted you to take the lead in the connection. And then that might have made you just view them like they were immature. You know what I mean? Like, okay, do I have to do everything around here, right? So, obviously taken to an extreme, yeah, to where you feel like you're, babying a person, then yeah, I could see why you get frustrated with that. So that could have been what it was between the two of you. All right. In the present position, we have the Six of Arrows. So on the one hand, this is definitely a positive progression from that Five of Arrows energy, right? Usually represents moving to calmer waters, restoring peace, even if it's just by yourself, just taking some time away to disconnect from the situation and figure out what your next steps are going to be. But one thing I do have to say is to watch out for here is the fact that what always stands out to me with the artwork in this deck is she still has 5 swords in that boat with her, right? Which is kind of weird. So it makes me think back to the 5 of Swords energy. So it can just be saying that, there might just be something within yourself that you need to heal, and that could be why this is coming up for both of you. Don't get me wrong, this person looks like they have some things that they need to grow from as well, but maybe this is even you guys coming to that realization as well that, okay, I need to get past this, because you might realize that this is a repetitive cycle for you guys. And I actually got a similar message for you guys in your general reading for October, and it looked like you guys were going to be growing and moving past that as well. So this could just be pointing to that same energy again. And then for some of you on the most simple, basic level, this could just be saying that you might actually decide to come back into the connection with this person. And in one way that would make a lot of sense, as far as we are going to have Mercury retrograde in your sign in October. So could totally see how that could happen, astrologically speaking. All right. Present energy on their side, we have the Two of Swords. So for some of you, this can represent them making an offer to you. It's certainly a possibility, maybe them, again, like I said, maybe both of you are growing from the situation in the past. So maybe they're realizing, oh, I was waiting around for Scorpio to do all the work here. Maybe I should actually be the one to come toward them, right? So that's one way it could play out. But for some of you, I feel like this is representing you, given that we do see the Six of Arrows energy there, possibly coming back toward them. If you were the ones who actually broke things off in the past, then I would see that as more likely. But yeah, like I said, it really could go either way, where for some of you, it could be them extending an offer to you. But either way, I don't think it's necessarily going to be anything too major. It could just be one of those things where either you or they are just testing the waters, which no pun intended, given that we have the water there in your card. But, just feeling it out and seeing like, okay, could we start again or what? So that's what I'm seeing there. As far as the timeline goes for this, could be pretty much right when I'm recording this, because the last few days of September pretty much are going to be when we're in these degrees of Libra. This represents his first 10 degrees of Libra, so could just represent when this person might come back around, or you come back around to them. All right, and future energy on your side, we have the Three of Cups. So this is actually Cancer energy here, and I could see this playing a couple of different ways too. On the one hand, you guys have, for most of October, you're going to have Venus in Virgo, which is your 11th house of friendships. So this could just point to that, saying that, you might even decide to just continue to break with this connection and just focus more on your friendships, get out a little bit, right? Maybe you're just not even trying to put any energy into the connection for the time being. For others of you, if you guys both actually did come out on the other side of this lesson, where, okay, you realized where you might have been at fault, and then they realize, okay, I can't just let Scorpio do all the work, right? And this could just be pointing to some growth and celebration around that. But for a lot of you, I feel like this is really just saying that this is you guys just trying to enjoy yourselves and not even put up with any stress. So if they could bring that to the table for you, great. But if not, it looks like you guys would be just fine either way. And future energy on their side, we have the Nine of Swords, which is Gemini energy, and Two of Chalices, which is Cancer energy. So you guys both have that Cancer energy in the future position. But obviously seeing these two cards together, it could just be saying that they're really stuck in their head, and I feel like this is saying that they would like this energy to take place between the two of you, but again, I feel like they're just really stuck in their head about it. With the Nine of Swords in this deck in particular, if we think about the old superstitions they used to claim about black cats, could even just point to them feeling like they just have bad luck in their love lives. So for some of you, maybe they haven't learned the lesson quite yet, as far as, okay, you can't just let someone do everything in the connection. So that could be part of what it is for them, growing past that. And if that's the case, if they are actually to integrate that, this could represent them coming back to you with a more mature energy. And then, of course, that could be what the Three of Cups would represent in that case, which is to say you guys actually do experience that growth and you're actually able to move forward on a more mature level. Bottom of the deck on your side, we have Wisdom. This is actually the equivalent of the High Priestess card, which for me is usually Pisces energy, but obviously you guys are a water sign as well, so this could very easily be your energy. But more than anything, I feel like this is, again, like I said, I was picking up on in the past position. For some of you, it could just be one of those things where you're trying to test them as far as, okay, could this actually work as a long-term commitment between the two of us? So it could just be saying that, you might have been trying to stay relatively quiet and just observe them, see what they were doing, how they would react to certain things to kind of make up your mind as to whether or not you do want to move forward with them or not. And the bottom of the deck on their side, we have the Nine of Chalices. So this is Nine of Cups energy, which is Pisces energy also. So I feel like this is saying that obviously they're definitely very interested in you. But again, like I said, maybe it was just a matter of them for a while just getting accustomed to you doing all the work, right? And obviously after a while that would frustrate you. So that could have been what the issue was between the two of you. But it looks like there is definitely genuine interest on their part. So we'll see as to whether or not they act in that in a good way or not. But we'll see what the Oracle cards add to the mix. First, we'll see if we get anything from the Aqua Moonlight deck I have here. And I did pre-shuffle this deck before we started recording. So what I'm going to be looking for here is just some jumpers. First, I'll be looking for unspoken messages from you to them, and then from them to you. And if I shuffle for a while and nothing comes up, I'll just move on to the next Oracle deck since it's just a general reading. But we'll see if we get anything. All right, nothing coming up yet, but I'll give a few more shuffles. All right, and next we'll see if we get any unspoken messages from them to you. Got one there. So let's see. All right. Well, kind of makes sense. It says sadness there at the top, and then it says, I feel like I've lost you and I'm not coping with it well. Yeah, I mean, I could certainly see where that would be the case, right? Now, like I said, for some of you, it does look like I couldn't tell for sure in the present if this was you coming to them with an offer, which, like I said, just from that Six of Swords energy and the way that her body language is kind of moving back in that direction too, I'm like, maybe for some of you it's them or you coming back to them. But yeah, looks like there was definitely a loss. Like I was saying, I felt that with that Five of Swords energy, where you might have disconnected from them. But with that Nine of Swords in the future too, I feel like obviously it shows that they're stuck in their head around the connection and wanting to reconnect. So I can see where that would definitely fit in. But yeah, let's see what we get from the Wisdom of the Oracle. So same situation here. I did pre-shuffle this deck, but what we're looking for here is just one card with general advice, and then we'll wrap up. Alright, nothing's coming up yet, so I'll give it a few more shuffles. In worst case, I'll just put the deck down and we'll pull a random card, because I do like to finish with one of these. Yeah, let me just put the deck down and we'll pull one, so give me a minute. Alright, let's see, right there. Okay, we have Serendipity. There's the artwork, and the number is 18. Okay, it says opportunity allied with readiness, the awareness of synchronicity, luck and good fortune appearing as signs and symbols, a magical alignment of events. The Oracle's message: you've stepped into alignment with the greater good, where your dreams and the collective dream resonate in exquisite harmony. Now is the time for luck and preparation to meet and create miracles that you could never have planned all by yourself. Keep in mind that you are a channel for providence right now, as a higher energy uses you as a force on behalf of the whole world. Your fortune becomes everyone's fortune. Everything you bring into being now will leave a wondrous legacy for others in the future. Your service to the world is being supported at this time. Expect the unexpected, and smile, for Spirit loves you so very much. So, definitely an interesting message there, and I will say, reading through that makes me think of the fact that, like I said, both in your general reading for October and this one here, where I see that 5 of Swords, or 5 of Arrows as it's called in the deck, and then the progression to the 6, showing that, looks like you could finally be leaving a cycle behind that you might have just been repeating, might have been even something that you had since your early upbringing, since Aquarius energy for you guys represents your 4th house. And it could just be saying that, there's the growth and a celebration around that growth. And, whether it be with this person or just that finally freeing you up karmically for a better connection, it looks like you definitely are moving on to better things in the future. But we'll see what it says for the relationship message. It says, Spirit has a plan, and that plan is to place you in front of the right person at the right time. You have met or are about to meet someone vitally important to your journey, someone Spirit wants to bring into your life. Only divine forces can plan this meeting. It is out of your hands. Pay attention to the signs Spirit presents. So, interesting message there, and I think even last month for you guys in either your love or your general reading, there might have been that message too around looking out for synchronicities. So, it could just be a continuation of that energy. Like I said, for some of you, it could very well be with this person because it looks like they're going through some growth as well from this situation. But like I said, for others, either way, it looks like you're in a celebratory energy. So whether this person does get out of that 9 of Swords energy and you get that 2 of Cups energy from them, or maybe, like I said, even just being out with friends, for example, if you meet someone new, since it said you either have met or will meet someone at just the right time. Play out either way, I guess, there. But hopefully that resonated with you guys. Once again, happy birthday to the October Scorpios, and I'll see you guys next month. All right, bye.